name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And I have seen incredible feats of douchebaggery in my life. Like, just incredible feats of douchebaggery. I've also seen breathtaking achievements in dumb fuckery, right? Dumb fuckery and douchebaggery. I've seen them all, baby. I've been around. I've seen it all. I know what's flying, mate. None quite as much as I have actually seen worse dumb fuckery and douchebaggery than this, but this one's a really bad one, right? This one's a really bad one. The problem with the current age is we have people who are absolute morons. I mean, just absolute morons who have no ability of being able to grow or learn because they have no ability to be wrong, right? They have no ability to experience hardship in any way whatsoever, right? And so when they look at things and it makes them feel bad, they think it's the end of the freaking world. So let's say somebody manipulates them into saying that, like, this group of people have a bad lot in life, or they will take that on as their identity, right? They will absolutely take that on as their identity, and they will wrap everything around that. But to be able to do that, you have to be a dimwit. You have to be an absolute dimwit who doesn't question their world around them. And you can tell they're dimwits because they always say very dim-witted things that, like, very baby-brained, imbecilic things like, racism is bad. Yes, racism is bad. Where you go, no, racism is really bad. No, racism is really bad. No, racism is really, really bad. No, we agree. Racism is terrible. It doesn't work yet. No, we agree. Racism. Trouble is, they've never seen bloody racism, right? They've never seen, they haven't seen anything. They are idiot morons, right? They are idiot morons. They are the second or third generation of people who have survived through participation trophies, and it hasn't made for a stronger, more intelligent world now, has it? So when we get these morons rubbing up against somebody of true intelligence, which I think Alan Moore is, I think he's a genuinely very, 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 very clever person. I don't agree with him on everything, obviously. I think he's more intelligent than me. I think he's quite astonishingly more intelligent than me, and I think he's moved on quite a bit in life, and he's in a different place to where he was when he wrote comic books. I think he's a much happier place, right? Unfortunately, the comic books just keep bugging him, right? And these bastardizations of it, they take his work and they make terrible movies of them that really don't understand them in any way, shape, or form. I think no greater example of that was the HBO Max's Watchmen by David Lindelof. Now, don't be wrong, I like David Lindelof as a creator. I like the show they did called The Leftovers, which I thought that was a really good, clever show, but which unfortunately lost it on its last episode. But yeah, generally speaking, I don't think he's a terrible writer. I just think he is in Hollywood in the current age, and Hollywood in the current age are full of racists who are terrified of being found out that they're racist, right? So they can't write about black people anymore. So Watchmen, the HBO Max Watchmen was a bit of a problem because it was mainly about black people. It was mainly about white people's angst about black people, right? And it was really surprisingly racist, just not in the way the people making it think. Why? Because they are surrounded by baby-brained imbeciles, right? Baby-brained morons. So this article just kind of took my breath away when you have one of these baby-brained morons tries to lecture Alan Moore, and because they're so vacant, right? They're so deeply vacant, they don't realize what an absolute moron they are, right? It's really quite breathtaking. I assume Alan never saw this article. My heart goes out to him, right? My heart goes out to him that he spawned so much stuff that was then used to torment him with. The poor guy, right? Genuinely poor guy. I think if he read this article, he might find it a little bit tormenting too. What can you do? We are in the final the final evaluation. We are all our own dark satans, aren't we? We are the architects of our own pain gain in life. A bit of a weird philosophical point, but often true. Anyway, I digress. Like, share, subscribe, comment. All those things are very good. I went over this article on my live stream last night. I'm recording this on November the 3rd, Thursday, November the 3rd. Not sure when it's going out. Sometime soon. So, let me hand over to me from last night, and you can enjoy, again, this voyage into extreme, I would say extreme and total dumbfuckery and douchebaggery. Let me hand over to me from last night. This is dumb shit beyond dumb shit beyond dumb shit, right? Dumb shittery that one can't even process because it's so dumb. HBO's 2019 Watchmen series improves on Animal's original story. No, it doesn't. This is an abomination, Jane Seymour. Oh, you're right. I'm just so offended at the very notion, right? Oh, it annoys me so much, right? And this whole series was just stupid, right? There was all the bits in it that weren't about black people were very good, and because he can write people who are white. So the bits with Ozymandias were good. The bits with Mirror Mask or whatever that Rorschach thing was good. But everything else, oh, so sad they screwed it up. Watchmen co-creator, fuck off, creator, Alan Moore diversively dismissed the HBO sequel series, but it greatly improves upon his original story and corrects an oversight he made. You are an ignorant cunt, Joshua M. Patton. Oh, what? Oh my God. I'm just saying that from a scientific basis, that you are an ignorant cunt. Oh, man, this person's dumb. Oh, we've got to look at we'll do the Avatar trailer after this. In the latest round of press, writer Alan Moore has continually harshly critiqued the medium that made him and its fans. Yeah, he's outgrown them. I don't know what to say. He finds them an embarrassment, right? He finds his whole career as a comic book writer an embarrassment because they made him. He would have been happy writing comics all his life, right, and doing interesting comics, but they screwed him over and over again, and they broke his heart over and over again, right? Because of that, we didn't get the Alan Moore run on Green Lantern or Green Arrow, right, or X-Men. Right? Can you imagine the Alan Moore run on X-Men? It's a tragedy. It didn't happen, right? We lost so many incredible comics because he was treated so badly by the industry, right? And what he said is somewhat fair, right? If somewhat bitter, right? The subject HBO Watchmen series came up, and Moore offered harsh rebuke, even though it improves on his original story in every way. You're a fucking retard, and I mean that not as an insult to people with retardation. I mean that purely as an insult for you. You are what a moron. Oh, in his most recent interview, Alan Moore commented on the letter that Watchmen writer David Lindoff sent him, right? The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen creator loathes the idea of other writing touching his characters. What do you mean his? They are his. Moore called Lindelof's letters neurotic rambling. It was, right? It was. He sent back a harsh reply. He told Lindelof that he'd informed Warner Brothers that their employees shouldn't contact him. Look, he wrote, this is embarrassing to me. I don't want anything to do with you or your show. Please don't bother me again. Then he lamented that people might think his Watchmen was an anti-racist story. It's not anti-racist. It's insanely racist. Right? It's insanely racist that treats black people like idiot man children that can't wipe their own asses. Oh, we got to help the poor black people. That's the left-wing voice, right? Oh my God. The employer, where was I? Was an anti-racist story, and he lamented that people might think his Watchmen was an anti-racist story and other needlessly cruel things. Oh, you're such a pussy! Oh my God, this is wonderful. I'm so glad we read this. I am so glad we read this. However, all anybody thinks of the HBO Watchmen series is embarrassing reveals. All anybody who thinks the HBO Watchmen series is embarrassing reveals by saying so is their critical judgment is profoundly suspect. You're a little. Oh God, who is this person? Joshua M. Patton. Please, let's see your Twitter bio. He is former political police reporter, now geek culture writer at CBR, dad, veteran Yinzer, storyteller, hermit, he, him, Black Lives Matter. Oh, they do they? Only racists really have to say that. Trans rights are human rights. What about women's rights? Women's rights, not so much. Let's see how much politics is when I start scrolling. It's doing quite well there. It hasn't hit yet, okay? Okay, it looks like he's just keeping it professional. So I'm somewhat impressed. I'm somewhat impressed for such a... Oh, what's this then? Okay, so yeah, now we've got some political stuff. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, there's not so much politics. Obviously, he's going to love this. Why She-Hulk assembled a special leave me alone. Doctor Who's television best franchise. Oh, we love our Geordie. Oh God, this guy is pure soy. This guy is made of pure soy. Oh, why would that be embarrassing to you, Alan Moore? I don't know. It was so stupid. However, anybody who thinks the HBO Watchmen series is embarrassing reveals by saying so that their critical judgment is profoundly suspect. Your sentence structure is shit. Watchmen is Moore's most beloved and arguably greatest work, but he hates it. No, he doesn't. He hates people like you. He hates that it connects you to him. This is that connects him to you. Yeah. He's probably also saw that Lindelof figured out a better backstory for Hooded Justice than he ever did. He's not... Oh, God, you're such an idiot little moron. Oh, yeah, and that backstory they wrote for Hooded Justice was ridiculous beyond ridiculous. Not as ridiculous as having the superhero Sister Knight, who has no powers and is able to, like, beat people up somehow. It is shit beyond shit. Did you notice they didn't make a second series of Watchmen? You know why that was? Not because it was so good and they said we can't touch it. It's because it's shit and nobody watched it. Because you're a fucking moron. Oh. The original Watchmen series was a meditation on the Reagan and Thatcher era politics in a world where superheroes were real. God, will you stop using speech marks, you fucking moron? Trying to make yourself sound like you're intelligent. More deconstruct these characters this is just things that people have told you in such a way that they were no actual heroes among them. That's not true, right? He talks about the complex nature of heroism and of human beings, right? It played with the tropes of comic books, i.e. the giant squid in the end, but also talked about how the late 20th century notion of justice looked like the other thing. Right. I mean, again, look at how the 2022 version of justice looks like. Right. Where you are pro sexually mutilating children. Right. You are pro that. Right. It's so disturbing and weird. Moore's background is firmly set in the white. Fuck off. working class British. Oh, so he doesn't know. The working classes of England, you know nothing about them. Okay, that was called being black in England, you fucking idiot. Back when he was growing up. Oh! So Lindelof and the writers who worked on the series decided to use the world of Watchmen to tell some kind of the same kind of story Moore did, but with race at its center. I know, and it was so cringe, right? It's so cringy having white people talk about racism, right? It's so cringy having white liberal people who are the most racist fucks in the world talk about racism because they don't know they're so racist because they're fucking idiots, right? So they're fucking idiots babbling along about racism whilst simultaneously being the most racist fucks in the universe, right? And this is all facilitated by something that Alan Moore created that he feels intimately connected to. The show makes costume villains that are white supremacists. You won't even know the first thing about white supremacy or racism or bigotry or injustice. You are almost certainly a racist bigot yourself. If you have a Black Lives Matter hashtag, yes, you are racist. You see, here's the thing that the Black Lives Matter is stupid beyond stupid, in my opinion, right? It's like they don't think racism is wrong. They just don't like it when it's directed at black people, right? But they don't think racism is wrong. No, racism is fine. As long as you can direct it away from other people, there's no problem whatsoever. See, I think racism is wrong. Like, you know how like killing people is wrong? You know, like there's things that are right and they are wrong. Yeah, right? Yeah, it's called a moral system, right? I think racism is wrong. I think it's wrong when you judge somebody primarily on their immutable characteristics, regardless of what they are. I think that's intrinsically wrong. You just don't like it when it happens to people that look like you, right? Other point, you don't think there's anything wrong with it. You're very, very happy and somewhat sickly eager to indulge in it. It's really bizarre, right? It's really, really weirdly bizarre. So you don't know anything about white supremacy. You don't know you don't know anything about bigotry. You don't know about fascism. You don't know anything about racism. I mean, like you guys were uniformly in favor of Ilhan Omar and Jeremy Corbyn, right? The most racist politicians that you could find. So you got this idea that there's white supremacy has controlled the world, right? That's how Donald Trump won. No, because you people are insane moron fuck-ups. How do we know you're insane moron fuck-ups? Look out the fucking window, you fucking moron. You've nearly run out of diesel on the East Coast. No one has ever seen politicians fuck up like your ones. The only way that you ran on this racism nonsense is because you don't mind lying and it's all you got, right? You certainly don't have sound policies that will make people's lives better, right? You don't care how many black people are disadvantaged or stranded in poverty because of your idiot hand wringing. Fuck me. The show makes costume villains out of white supremacists and makes the first hero a black police officer. How's that? Did that subvert your expectations? No, I expected you to do that, right? The only reason you subverted my expectations with that is I didn't think you'll be that obvious. You're just a fascist. No, you're just a moron. Oh, you're just a moron. Whose costume was merely the remnant of his own almost lynching. God, so stupid. He hid his identity both behind the mask and the white eye makeup, which hooded. It's just so stupid. Hooded Justice affair with Captain Metropolis takes on a new resonance and becomes less believable as a romantic relationship is doubly overshadowed by the prejudice of the time. Oh, they're so studied. And I don't even think that's part of the original Watchmen. Yeah, I don't think it's part of it. I think that was in the before Watchmen thing, which Alan Moore also loathed. Right? It also shows the original original Minutemen. Hooded Justice was the most committed to actually fighting crime. Oh, because here, and you see, black people can be heroes too. Oh, it's so static and brave. I feel so good infantilizing black people. I feel like I'm a good person now. Oh, this is what people do with no moral values and no moral center and nothing to feel good about themselves. This is what they do to not feel like the worthless piece of shit that they are. And I'm not just. I don't contact this person. Obviously, don't like. I'm commenting upon him as a type of person rather than him personally. But this thought pattern is just so disgustingly racist. In the future world of Moore's world, as it is by Lindelof and company, Black Americans actually receive more justice than they have in the real world. Oh, really? Really? Like how? What happened? Like more, HBO's Watchmen storytellers grounded the superhero in the relevant real world issues. They weren't relevant. That's the thing. No one's seen a racist in years, you fucking idiot. Like in 2015, no one thought about racism. It was over. Fucking idiots. Like we had 15 years, right? And then you idiots resurrected racism. Because you are racist cunts. You're the ones who want segregated fountains now. Oh, real world issues. No, it wasn't a real world issue. You just needed to make it a real world fucking issue so you could like try and justify your screeching insanity about Trump, who, let's face it, was perhaps the best president that you've ever had in the United States. I mean, certainly standing next to Joe Biden makes him look very good, doesn't it? What stings more, that Trump was very, very successful or Biden's an absolute failure? I think Biden being an absolute failure stings more, right? I think it stings so much deeply more. And he's such a normal politician, right? It's such a failure of normal politics. They provide their meditation on power and impact beyond simple deconstruction of the comics though the lens of the 1980s through the end of 1980 politics. Oh, we're so superior. Does Alan Moore think his characters are off limits? Oh, God. He thought he wouldn't be fucked in the ass relentlessly by idiot corporations that you were shilling for pennies. He was naive on that, right? He was naive on that. I know the sting of being naive, right? He thought people he was speaking to had even the most basic moral center, and they don't, right? They don't. And he was naive in that, right? And again, it is you who is shilling for billionaire corporations for pennies, so they can control and rape bloody talent. Oh, what a fucking moron! It's ironic that Moore remains so put out by the adaptation of DC as well. He's put out that they're shit, actually. His last foray into comics and his longest run, The Thing of Poverty, was The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Moore takes characters from other works of fiction, combine them into a Justice League-style group. Well, a film adaptation that probably might deserve scorn. That it exists until shows more understands how familiar archetypal characters are best utilized, tell a new story. Yeah, he was just upset that his characters were then bastardized and used by idiots to tell a scream a false narrative that has destroyed the fucking world. That'll be my guess. I haven't spoken to him recently about this, or in fact, ever, right? But again, I think this is what you're saying is so dumb. It's beneath his contempt to even interact with it. Oh, you're so entitled and so stupid at the same time. Where is it? Telling a little story. This is precisely what Watchmen did at HBO. I understand, but the story it sold was whining adolescent shit. That's what the problem was, told by cunts who ripped him off over and over fucking again. Oh, this is precisely what Watchmen did. Oh, he didn't know. Listen. The gulf in intelligence between Alan Moore and this knuckle-dragging Luddite, I don't think can be measured. It's a new sum. It's used its framework as a loving tribute. No, it ripped it off and told its own story, fixing some of the mistakes along the way. Oh, he fixed the Alan Moore mistakes. Oh, it's a shame he's not progressive like us. If only Alan Moore was clever. Oh, he wrote comics, but I'm sorry he wasn't a clever person. As brilliant as Moore's early comics work is, you can't even read his later work. You're such a moron. It's not perfect, especially where race is concerned. Fuck off. You actually pick something that's not a criticism. Racism existed in the 1980s. How would you know, you fucking moron? And the first black character in Watchmen is the young man who wastes his life reading comics throughout the novel. The second, fucking hell, that you counted where black people arrive. This is your delusion. You're proving his point. The second black person is Dr. Long, the psychologist who analyzes the war attack in prison. Okay, that's a positive character. This educated man apparently has to learn about horror crime from a vigilante, himself a racist and a sexist. How can a black person learn from somebody who's not black? That makes no sense. He's morally superior, so how can Warsack teach him anything? That is the nuance of life, you idiot fuck! Oh, God, you're such a moron! It actually offends me! Oh... If anything should embarrass Moore, it's that he missed what the HBO series didn't. He missed what the HBO series racial allegory fits all too easily into this world. He didn't miss it. It was such a leaden, stupid, obvious idea. It embarrassed him. Watchmen on HBO tells a relevant story. No, it doesn't. About power. I mean, again, every premise of Watchmen has been disproved in 2022. Right? The idea that black people are disproportionately hunted by police is nonsense. It was a lie, just like every lie has been fed to you because you don't understand. I mean, yeah. The reason people like this don't care about the death of freedom of speech and death of freedom of thought is because he's incapable of doing that because he's too fucking stupid. What's with the weather story about power, hate, and the generational trauma affects people. Like more, the theories use trappings of superhero culture to interrogate the difference between the people having power and hiding from the world. No, it didn't. It told it again, and I like Lindelof. I think he's a good bloody writer and creator. You know, I think the stuff he did without black people in it was very strong. But whenever it had black people in it, he couldn't write them as human beings because you are all racist fucks. Oh. The HBO series imposed on the story. Alan Moore and Gibbons told him what should make their comic book world accurately reflect the real one. No. It reflects your delusional view of reality, which has been utterly debunked. The only reason that you don't realize it yet, you're like a chicken that's head been cut off. You don't realize that it's over. You don't realize that it's over. Like, listen, don't be wrong. I think the Republicans are useless cunts, okay? They are useless, absolute useless cunts. But boy, is there a red wave coming. Like Joe Rogan said, it's going to be like the elevator doors in The Shining opening and the blood pouring out. Man, you guys are over. Your whole worldview is over. You know, your time controlling reality is over. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.